Have you ever wondered if you could track your own personal growth? The same way a trader watches the stock market? Well, today we're going to dive into this really fascinating framework that does exactly that. It uses the language of finance to chart the human soul.
Okay, so take a look at this. If you're a trader, this chart tells you a very clear story. It's an uptrend, right? It's a visual record of a battle between buyers and sellers. You see those strong moves up? That's the buyers taking control. The little dips? Those are just pullbacks. But overall, the direction is obvious. It's a story of winning.
But here's the big idea. What if this chart wasn't tracking some currency pair? What if it was actually mapping the daily conflicts, the victories, the struggles happening inside of you? That's the rabbit hole we're going down today.
All right, so to read this new kind of chart, we first have to figure out what exactly is being traded here.
So the heart of this model is what's called the spirit flush pair, or SF for short. Now, this is based on that timeless idea of an inner conflict, the battle between our better nature and our more, let's say, impulsive side. This whole framework treats that inner conflict just like a currency pair you'd see on a trading screen.
So how does that even work? Well, in any currency pair, you've got a base currency. That's the anchor. For us, that's the spirit. Think of it as your core values, your highest intentions. The other one is the quote currency, which is always measured against the base. And that's the flesh, our impulses, our reactions, our day-to-day behaviors.
And here's the real kicker. The price on this chart, it's not measured in dollars or yen. It's a behavioral exchange rate. It basically answers the question, how much temptation, how much stress does it take to buy control away from your better self? So when this chart goes up, it means it's getting more and more expensive for your impulses to win that battle. That's a good thing.
Okay, so let's zoom in a little and see how this actually plays out day to day.
In the world of trading, each one of those little bars on the chart is called a candlestick, and usually one candle represents one day of trading. So in our model, each candlestick is a snapshot of a single day, or maybe even just a single tough moment in your inner life. It's a picture of the conflict.
And this is where the story gets really interesting. Every single part of that candle has a meaning. You see that long upper wick? That means your spirit was aiming high. Maybe you tried to be really patient, but an impulse yanked you back down. Now, what about that long lower wick? That's a comeback story. That's when your impulses tried to take over, but your spirit pushed back and recovered. And the solid part, the body, tells you who won the day. Green is a win for the spirit, red is a win for the flush.
But just like in the real market, one good day or one bad day, it doesn't define you, right? It's the pattern over time that tells the real story. A consistent uptrend on your SF chart, where your wins get stronger and your setbacks get smaller and smaller, that is the visual signature of real, lasting character growth.
What's really cool is that this framework can also work as a powerful warning system for our inner life.
Okay, so professional traders are always on the lookout for warning signs, and one of the biggest ones is called divergence. So look at the top part of this chart. You can see the price is pushing up, making a new high. Awesome, right? But now look at that indicator below it. That line measures the momentum, the strength of the trend, and it's getting weaker. That's divergence.
For any trader, this is a massive red flag. It's a warning that even though everything looks great on the surface, the price is going up, the strength underneath is actually fading. The trend is exhausted, and a big reversal could be right around the corner.
So let's translate that to our inner world. The source material for this has an absolutely perfect phrase for it. It's a picture of outward ascent with inward decay.
Just think about what that looks like in a real person. On the outside, everything's trending up. Success, achievements, status, maybe their public life looks perfect. But underneath all that, the inner momentum, their passion, their conviction, their desire for what really matters, is actually fading away. It's a super dangerous spiritual state that this model can help us spot before it's too late.
So if this chart can be a warning system, how can we use it to actively manage our own trend and build a healthier inner market? The question really becomes, how do you build that strong, lasting, bullish trend in your own character? And how do you avoid those sneaky, deceptive patterns of inner decline?
Well, the framework offers a solution it calls algorithmic living. Now hold on, this isn't about being a robot. It's more like this. Pro traders use algorithms, preset rules, to stop themselves from making dumb, emotional mistakes. Spiritual disciplines can do the exact same thing for us. They're like our preset trading plan for life. By making things like prayer, meditation, or scripture a non-negotiable part of our routine, we sort of automate good decisions, and we close that frustrating gap between what we want to do and what we actually do. It's all about building strength that can actually last.
So you see, these disciplines, they aren't about earning brownie points or trying to be perfect. They're much more like building a trellis for a growing vine. They just provide the structure, the support system that helps us reduce our own impulsive mistakes and creates the right conditions for real, genuine growth to take hold.
So what's the end game here? What does the ultimate winning chart actually look like in the long run?
Ultimately, this whole framework is an invitation to just step back from all the noise of the day-to-day and look at the big picture, to ask ourselves maybe the most important question there is. In the long-term chart of your life, which trend is winning?